A Michigan man who was sentenced to life in prison back in 1968 will be resentenced after the Michigan Supreme Court ruled that mandatory life without parole sentences are unconstitutional, not just for minors, but for 19 and 20-year-olds as well.
It's one small step for man.
Man had yet to land on the moon, and Dr. Martin Luther King was still holding rallies.
We've got some difficult days ahead.
When 53-year-old Gerald Gort and 17-year-old Jack McCroy worked what would be their last shift at the Cavalier service station in March of 1968. Charles Ronald Martin shot both men at close range in the back of their heads while robbing the store. According to the Grand Rapids Press account, which reported that Gort was found stretched out near the door to the back room, and 17-year-old McCroy was found still huddled in a far corner on his knees.
These are some of the worst crimes you can see.
Kent County's prosecutor says he hasn't decided yet if he'll fight to keep Charles Ronald Martin in prison for life or agree to a resentencing that gives the 78-year-old a shot at parole and freedom. What the prosecutor does know, his office is still gathering records on the case, needs to make contact with victims' families, and won't rush a decision despite Martin's defense attorneys arguing this week for expedited resentencing.
We owe it to the public and we owe it to the victims' families to try and do everything we can to see if we can keep these people in for the heinous crimes they've committed.
Mr. Martin, as I was explaining, is an old man at this point, and he's in a wheelchair.
The state appellate defender's office argues that Martin has been a model prisoner with just one misconduct ticket all the way back in 1969. He's set for resentencing after the state Supreme Court in April ruled life without parole is unconstitutional, not just for minors, but also for 19 and 20-year-olds, in part because studies show the brain is not fully formed until 25. Martin was 20 when he killed Gort and McCroy.
The fact of the matter remains he blew away two people in a robbery.
The law says that this person is entitled to a resentencing, even despite the circumstances of the crime and the gravity of it.
Charles Martin is scheduled for a court hearing this Friday where his attorneys will argue that his resentencing should be expedited. There's a deadline for these resentencing, January 2026, but Martin's attorneys want his resentencing to happen as soon as possible.